Good day and welcome to our daily news roundup on Atlantic TV. I'm Michael Gobatia. Here are our top stories. Custom recovers 399 rifles in Tin Can port shipment. Prince Collins Edema visit Oborodo, receive land for projects. NSCDC deploys 10,000 personnel for Oshu election. And SEC launches campaign to recover unclaimed dividends. And on the foreign scene, Taiwan holds live fire drill to counter potential China attack. And talking sports, Cameroon knock WAFCON holders Nigeria out. Now to the news in full. The Nigerian Customs Service has uncovered 399 fully assembled Joseph firearms and assorted rifle parts at the Tin Can Island port in Lagos. The NCS national spokesperson Abdullahi Mewada said the weapons were discovered from customs conducted a detailed examination of a seized shipment. Now, the firearms are initially concealed as crates of knocked-down components inside a container. The Controller General of Customs, Bashiru Adeniyi, said the shipment also contained dozens of rifle components, including frames, trigger groups, foregrips, barrels, and charging handles. He warned that criminal network could exploit Nigerian port, borders, and airport to smuggle prohibited items into the country ahead of the 2027 general election. Adeniyi said the NCS would intensify surveillance and enforcement operation while working with other security agencies, including the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons. He added that the seized firearms will be handed over to the center after inventory and assessment as efforts continue to dismantle arms trafficking network. The Nigerian Air Force says an airstrike in the Sambisa Forest area of Borno State has killed 9 Islamic State West African province fighters, including a senior commander. The Nigerian Air Force Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commander Ehime Ejademe, said that the operation was carried out on Saturday, August 8, following credible intelligence on the movement of suspected terrorists. He said a remotely piloted aircraft was used to track the fighters before a precise strike was conducted on their hideout. The Nigerian Air Force identified one of those killed as Abdul Khalid al-Mujahi, a commander responsible for providing security escort for senior ISWAP members. The service said that his death could disrupt the movement and protection of high-value terrorist personnel across the Sambisa Forest and surrounding areas. The Air Force also said some of the fighters targeted were linked to the recent ambush of Nigerian troops along the Bita-Watage axis in Gwazo local government area. It said the operation demonstrated the efficiency of intelligence-led airstrike and vowed to continue working with ground forces to weaken terrorist network in the northeast. The sole representative of His Majesty Ogiame Atuashe detailed CFR the Olu of Warri to NNPCL Prince Collins Edema on Sunday paid an official visit to the Egare Aja of Uborodo, Egare Daniel Uwawa in Ode Uborodo. Now, Prince Collins Edema was warmly received by the Egare Aja of Uborodo, Egare Daniel Uwawa, the Uborodo Management Committee Chairman, Mr. Tunu Unuwaje, National Youth President, Mr. Richard Arobi, and Austin Eyibo, and other distinguished leaders of the community. A key highlight of the visit was the presentation of a parcel of land by the Egaraja and the leadership of the Uborodo to His Majesty, the Olu of Warri, for the proposed development of a cottage hospital and the Ogiame Atuashe Third Housing Estate in Ode Uborodo. Prince Collins received a parcel of land on behalf of His Majesty, reaffirming the importance of initiatives that will contribute to the development and well-being of the people of Uborodo. The visit also provided an opportunity for meaningful engagement with the community leadership on issues concerning the community and its continued progress. Now, speaking during the visit, the Egare Aja of Uborodo, Egare Daniel Uwawa, stated that any day Ogiame Atuashe III, CFR, the Olu of Warri, hears that anyone wants to crown a king in Uborodo, he will join him to get the person arrested. The Egare Aja statement reaffirmed the position of the traditional leadership of Uborodo on the authority and institution of the Olu of Warri and the need to uphold peace, unity, and order within the community and the wider Warri Kingdom. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has deployed 10,000 personnel from 10 state commands to reinforce security ahead of the August 15 Osun State governorship election. The NSCDC Commandant General, Professor Ahmed Audu, ordered the deployment, which includes uniformed and undercover officers from Oyo, Ondo, Ekiti, Ogun, Lagos, Kwara, Edo, Kogi, Delta, and the Federal Capital Territory. The personnel will complement existing security forces across the state's 30 local government areas. The Corps has also deployed specialized units, including intelligence, tactical, female, K9, and strike teams to support crime prevention, intelligence gathering, crowd control, and the protection of critical assets. Senior NSCDC officers will relocate to Osun to coordinate the election security operations. Audu directed personnel to remain professional, neutral, and respectful of the citizens' rights while warning political talks and orders against attempts to disrupt the election. The NSCDC said it will work with police, military, and other security agents to ensure a peaceful and credible electoral process. Still talking politics, the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, has completed the electronic upload of its candidate for all elective positions ahead of the 2027 general elections, beating the deadline set by the Independent National Electoral Commission. APC National Chairman, Professor Yewada, said the party concluded the process before the original August 8 deadline, covering candidates from the state houses of assembly to the presidential election. He described the achievement as evidence of the party's organization, coordination, and preparedness for the polls. Yewada said the exercise involved the nomination, documentation, verification, and electronic submission of thousands of candidates across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. He urged voters to assess political parties not only by their campaign promise, but also by their ability to comply with electoral rules and manage internal processes effectively. The APC chairman said the party would now focus on other areas of the 2027 preparation, including campaign coordination, grassroots mobilization, candidate engagement, and reconciliation within its structure. Meanwhile, other political parties have until Tuesday, the 11th of August, to complete their candidate submission following INEC's 3-day extension of the deadline. Talking business, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has launched a nationwide campaign to help investors and beneficiaries recover unclaimed dividends and inherited investments. The initiative, unveiled in Abuja through a probate unclaimed monies awareness and investors clinic, is aimed at educating investors, beneficiaries, and estate executors on probate procedures and how to assess inherited financial assets. The SEC Director General, Dr. Emomotimi Agama, said many families face difficulties obtaining documents such as probate, letters of administration, and also death certificates needed to claim shares, dividends, and other investment left by deceased relatives. Agama described unclaimed dividends and dormant assets as a major concern in Nigerian capital markets, stressing that the funds belong to families and should not remain idle. Also speaking, acting CEO of Meristem Registrars and Probate Service, Nkechinyere Okoye, identified poor awareness and inadequate estate planning as major reasons financial assets remain unclaimed. The Tanzania government is seeking fresh investment from Dangote Group in fertilizer production, energy, and industrial infrastructure as it moves to accelerate economic development. The Tanzania Minister of State for Planning and Investment, Professor Katila Nkubo, described or disclosed this during a recent visit by the Tanzania delegation to the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals in Lagos. Nkubo said the visit was to follow up on discussions between Tanzania President Salam Hassan and Dangote Group President Aliko Dangote on possible new investments in the East African country. Dangote already operates Tanzania's largest cement plant with an investment valued at $800 million. The minister said Tanzania was particularly interested in Dangote's expertise in fertilizer production and refinery operations, which he said could boost industrialization and economic growth. He also called for stronger economic integration among African countries through increased manufacturing and investment. Nkumbo further stressed the importance of expanding refinery capacity across Africa to strengthen energy security and reduce the impact of global oil market disruption. He said affordable and reliable energy would be critical to lowering costs and improving living standards across the continent. We need to go on a break now, but when we come back, more news as it concerns the foreign scene as well as the ever exciting world of sport. Join us again.
Atlantic TV.
And on the foreign scene, Taiwan military has conducted live fire drills on the Penghu Island in Taiwan Strait, stimulating a multi-layered defense against a potential Chinese attack. The exercise involved M60A3 tanks, artillery, and anti-aircraft guns firing on a beach in the Penghu Island, which Taiwan considers strategically important and potentially vulnerable in the event of a conflict. The drills are part of Taiwan's broader effort to strengthen its defense capacities amid growing tension with China. The military says exercises are designed to test its ability to respond quickly and coordinate multiple weapon systems. Taiwan has increased military preparedness in recent years as China continues to claim the island as part of its territory and has not ruled out the use of force to achieve unification. Still on the foreign scene, thousands of people has gathered in Kyiv for the Yefiv Festival, celebrating Ukraine folk culture and music amid the ongoing war. The event brought together civilians, soldiers, veterans, and a combat medic who traveled from the front lines to attend the festival. Participants described the gathering as an important opportunity to take a break from the pressures of wartime and reconnect with Ukraine's cultural tradition. Organizers said the festival offered a moment of unity and relief as Ukrainians continue to cope with the impact of the conflict. Next is sport news. And in the ever-exciting world of sport, defending champions Nigeria has been eliminated from the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations after a 1-0 quarter-final defeat to Cameroon in Morocco. The indomitable Lioness scored a decisive goal in the 19th minute through Miriam Muyadu, whose powerful long-range strike found the top corner. Nigeria created several chances but were unable to find an equalizer before the break. Now, the Super Falcons increased the pressure in the second half, but Cameroon goalkeeper Mikeli Bihena produced critical and crucial saves, including a superb stop to deny Uche Nakalu's header in the 70th minute. Nigeria also came close through substitute Esther Okoronkwo, who fired narrowly wide late in the game. Cameroon held on to secure a memorable victory and book a place in the semi-finals while also qualifying for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil. Nigeria, the 10-time African champions, will now face South Africa on Thursday for a place in the Inter-Confederation Cup World Cup playoffs. Still talking sports, Andoni Irala's first match at Anfield as Liverpool manager ended in a 3-2 friendly defeat to Monaco on Sunday after the Red Ones again surrendered a 2-goal lead. Liverpool appeared in control after Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz put them 2 goals ahead. However, Monaco fought back through Alexandra Golovin penalty and Mika before Paris Brunner scored a late winner. Liverpool coach made 11 changes in the second half and handed new signing Victor his first appearance for Liverpool. Captain Van Dijk, goalkeeper Alisson Becker, and winger Cody Gakpo also returned to action following the World Cup. Liverpool will now turn their attention to the new Premier League season, with the coach side set to begin their campaign away to Newcastle on August the 23rd. Now let's go check what the weather will look like for major cities across Nigeria today. News on Atlantic TV. I remain Michael Gobadia. God bless you. Have a great week ahead. Bye for now.